What is up, the Steem blockchain? Today I want to talk about digital automation, how it means that it means you can pick your own salary basically. So I'm just going to see if I record. Yes, I do. So pick your own salary. We got these jobs from the 1950s. People went to a corporation and they got a salary from, let's say, a boss. Now that is sort of changing because of automation, and the way it's changing is because of automated ways of doing things. Let's just first say, why do people automate stuff? Why do people automate stuff? Because they've realized their time is worth more. They've realized that the leverage time has and their energy, that they should try to find better ways to spend their time and energy. And then if they can automate whatever it is that can be automated, then that is a nice way of doing things, because you can really focus more time then on doing bigger stuff that's going to give you more leverage in the long term. So that is why things are being automated. And I can take smaller examples of this, how I see it happen with the world. For example, on YouTube, there's no way you can like block people from following you. So just by doing videos on YouTube, you're just randomly gonna get people that are going to come in, people that subscribe to your stuff. There's no way you can turn off the subscribe function. So already there you see how automation started to happen. And we also see with Google AdSense how it just keeps dripping out value. It's automation of value flows. And then now we're starting to see it in cryptocurrencies, where people have voting power, and more and more people are starting to automate this. I even tried it myself, because I realized eventually that I can focus on bigger things and I can just automate some of my voting power, and it's going to save so much time and energy of things that I would have done either way, right? You sort of realize eventually that this is a task that has a repetitive behavior, so why not just automate it? So it's going to mean picking your own salary, because you're going to have these streams of value that are automated. That means when people create stuff, it would be like a digital job, because by looking at the patterns, how things have been in the past, you can sort of get an idea of how the future is going to be, because stuff is predictable. Obviously, this is kind of cool, because once you have a salary fixed, then you can pick your own salary. If you want more, you can work more. And in a way, we had this on YouTube, but it was slower to get a result from work you put in. For example, if you made a good video, it could take a couple of years before you got great value in return. With cryptocurrency, Graphene blockchains, this new movement that started in 2016, I think you can even call it 2015 with the BitShares. It might have even started 2013, but I think around 2015. Whatever. In the last couple of years, the innovation from Dan Larimer and some other people, it made the ability to create these amazing Graphene blockchains possible. So we're gonna see more automation, and it's going to be interesting for humans, because I realize it myself, and I think that other people have it too, that nobody wants to waste their time. And when you're plugged into a network which automatically gives you the value that you sort of need, then we get into this very, very interesting space. Since you can use your value, these digital tokens, to leverage stuff even more. And I see that we're moving towards a world where everything is basically gonna be free eventually. I made some calculations almost around a year ago, where I looked at this crypto market and I was like, whoa, you only need like $7,000 or $8,000, and in the long term, if nobody turns off the internet, in 10 years, I mean, you're going to be free from just $8,000 or $9,000 or $7,000 to $8,000. And I looked at numbers and I was like, whoa, man, that is pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. And again, not a financial advisor, but I looked at the numbers recently, and I would say that it's in the last 12 months, I would say it almost has lowered the amount of value you need to become financially independent. If you look at it, compound growth, inflation, and 10 years down the line. So if it was $7,000 to $8,000 that you needed in January 2018, I would say it's getting close to only around $3,000 to $4,000 right now. And it's this trend that just keeps on going down. And I feel that there is a lot of people that are going in the opposite direction, that I always need more and need more and more. Now I don't mean like a luxury lifestyle. I mean just you to have your needs met, basically, for food and house. That is what I look at. I don't look at the luxury lifestyle, even though that is the cost of that is also going down, because more stuff is becoming software, user experiences with virtual reality. Every single experience that you want will be cheaper. So luxury, even the luxury, is going to be cheaper. For example, nobody's going to have to buy a car in the future, because you're going to have these automated cars that drives around, and it's going to be very cheap to get the ride. We already see it right now. Why would a person pay $50,000 for a car when you could take Uber $6 or $7? It depends on the region, but you can see that the cost is going down for these base necessities. We're going to see the same thing happen in the housing, real estate industry. We're going to see it with food as well, how people are going to figure out to lower the cost. And this is amazing. So we're starting to see right now that the first step is that people are going to get the value that they need from these big blockchain systems, that a person can decide what sort of salary they want, because they can decide, when they sort of know predictable patterns from automation, they can sort of decide, well, I don't need more value for today, so they don't have to create something. Okay, so value, it's gonna be so much value in the system. It's gonna be so much value in the system, and people are gonna have an abundance of value. And eventually we're gonna hit zero. So even if you get value coming in, you're not really gonna have to spend it on anything, because the cost is gonna go down on stuff like phones are soon going to be free. I see right now you can get a $50 phone with quad core, and almost, I think you can even get a 4G phone for $50 right now if you order from China. It constantly is going down. Technology is going down, the cost of physical objects. And so the first step here was, okay, this is kind of cool. We can get the value that we need from the internet because of these automated systems. So you can decide your own salary. But the next step, after that is going to be that people are not going to have a salary. There's not going to be any need for salary because they already have what they need for the year or for the next 5 years. And it's going to happen because this is an exponential growth industry, which means just because everyone is connected, let's say the market explodes in value. It's not just you you have your own stake, right? And you get a lot of value from just that. But imagine your 10 friends, their value is also going to explode. And then they're also going to have more value to give to you or give to others. So it's a very powerful network effect that many people do not, or they usually forget about it. So eventually, I don't even think salary is going to be a thing. And this is something that Elon Musk also has talked about, how the output of anything you could imagine, it's going to increase. And in a world of that, abundance basically comes. And I mean, you can already see abundance. If you go into a supermarket, you see abundance there. Like all the things you can buy, all the brands, is so much stuff in a supermarket. You can see it out on the streets, how almost every person has these, or not every person has these expensive cars, but there's a lot of people that have these big vehicles that drives on the street, and they're very expensive. So if we can do it with supermarkets, bring abundance, if we can do it with the smartphones and technology, if we can do it with cars, obviously we're going to bring abundance to the economical system as well. So it is exciting times, because in a world like this with limitless value coming in, picking your own salary, and when people really have all their needs met, then they can start to think higher and bigger, and there's really not going to be any limits here. Really not any limits. Since all the value that people earned in the past, it wasn't staked in a good system. It was a win-lose system. But in a win-win-win system, and everyone is staking their value that comes in, and the cost of everything is going down, and people have more free time to think about new, cool, amazing stuff, the exponential value of that, of all these upcoming technologies that we have, and all the extra value that we have, that creates a limitless world. And it's going to be interesting to see that happening, because it's going to be a strange paradigm shift. It's not going to be romantic, this switch, because switching from an old system to a new system, it's never really that romantic. But I think this switch can happen real fast, because it's an exponential industry. So in just 5 years, I think super much can change. And we have seen it. We see these new services that comes out in the last couple of years, Uber, Airbnb. I mean, they're getting out there, and this is stuff that didn't exist like 5 years before that, or some did actually. I think Airbnb existed, but you can see how stuff are speeding up in changes, and that is really exciting to see. So I think a person should consider really bigger things, what they really want to do. Find out bigger leverage points when you have all the value that you need, basically. Yeah, have an awesome day, Steem Blockchain. Bye-bye.